Hello and welcome to our information session on our Complex Systems Leadership Program for our July 2017 intake. Today we'll go through the details of how the program is structured, how it will be delivered, and we'll share some stories about our participants of previous programs. My name's Emily Humphreys. I'm joined today by Sharon Zivkovic, and we are the co-founders of Wicked Lab.
Shall I kick off, Emily?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll discuss the actual program itself. So it's based on complex systems leadership theory. So and that is leadership approaches that are based on complexity sciences. Now this is quite different than traditional leadership programs because a complex systems leadership approach to leadership theory doesn't consider leadership to be in a particular personal role. Instead, it considers leadership to be a process embedded in all of the interactions that occur in a system between different agents and stakeholders, and communities are complex systems as well. So as a problem-solving approach, the focus is not on finding one way to solve a complex problem in a community. Instead, the focus is on providing a framework within which all the stakeholders can learn, interact and adapt to maximise their effectiveness in solving complex problems. So the program consists of 3 units. The first unit focuses on understanding wicked problems. The second unit focuses on building adaptive communities. And the third unit focuses on the interface between government and community systems. So just unpacking the learning objectives for each of those units. Unit 1, the focus is on providing participants with an understanding of the characteristics of complex wicked problems and why a complexity approach is required to address them. In Unit 2, the focus is providing participants with an understanding, the knowledge and acquiring the knowledge and skills that are required to assist communities to strengthen their adaptive dynamics and to transition to new ways of working that have increased system functioning and performance, and also have an increased coherence of all of the initiatives and organisations that are in the community. In Unit 3, the focus is on providing participants with an understanding the knowledge and skills required to assist governments to support an adaptive community way of working. And as you go through each of those units, you actually use Wicked Lab's tool for systemic change for project-based learning. So in the first unit, you're actually mapping all of the initiatives in your what's called a solution ecosystem, which is your geographical community that's focusing on the wicked problem. In Unit 2, you're actually mapping all of the initiatives that you find in Unit 1 to characteristics that assist communities to transition to new ways of working. And in Unit 3, you're mapping to characteristics that assist governments in this way of working. A lot of this information is available in an e-booklet, which is available on our website, which you can download. Now, as you work through the program, there's quite a few different modes of delivery and learning that's incorporated into the program. There's video lectures, which range from 3 to 15 minutes. You can actually download the transcripts of these video lectures, which makes it handy if you want to make notes. The video lectures are also available as podcasts if that's your preferred way of learning rather than watching videos. For each unit, it has a glossary with all of the key terms and the definitions. There's other videos to actually enhance the learning as well. And there's readings for each of the units. There's quizzes so that you can actually apply what you learn to see how your understanding of the material, and also exercises to aid your understanding. There's also discussion posts where you can share with other participants how your thoughts with regards to some of the material. And as I mentioned earlier, you'll also be using Wicked Lab's online tool for systemic change to actually use this learning in a project of your choice. And we'll also have monthly online class discussions, which Emily will talk about a bit more later. I'm going to hand over to Emily now, who's going to talk about the learning management system and the software.
So the course is delivered online over a 6-month period, and participants in the course will get access to our learning management system, which we've selected specifically because it's really clean, simple and easy to use. As Sharon mentioned, all the content is delivered in a combination of ways, but most importantly is the videos are delivered as between a 3 to 15 minute bite-sized chunk, so you don't need to commit, sit down to consume an hour of content at a time. We have a number of questions often that come up, which is how much time do I need to commit to the program to be successful? And it's a two-part answer. So to be able to fully get into the content that's delivered within the learning management system and the course, if you committed 30 minutes a week plus the 1 hour a month for the online face-to-face discussions, that would be plenty to be able to get through the learning content. Then there's the project-based learning. So we have participants who are doing private private projects that are passion projects, if you like, that are not part of their work. And then we have people who are doing projects inside a workplace. And the amount of time that you spend on your project is basically dependent on the amount of time you can either commit or are required to do for professional development reasons. As Sharon mentioned, the central part of the course is using Wicked Lab's online tool for systemic change, which, working through each unit and the exercises as you go through, you'll build up a scorecard which will map all the initiatives that you are working on in your solution ecosystem within your community of choice for a wicked problem of your choice. Now, as a participant in the course, for the general course, you'll receive a one user, one scorecard license. But for people who are interested in a organisational specific course, we can set up for you a multiple scorecard, multiple user account for the Wicked Lab tool. Again, as Sharon mentioned, we run online monthly class discussions, and these are a face-to-face online stream which are participant-led. So before the sessions happen, we send out reminders about what we will guide discussion as on. But we have participants who email in questions or might have questions that they want to bring up in the forum to either share amongst themselves or ask for further information on. The online discussions will be run on the second Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time, and the first one will kick off on the 13th of July. So that is actually a week after you receive access to the content, which I'll go through in a minute, and that is the estimated time for these online discussions is usually around an hour, depending on the level of detail that happens in those events. So key course dates. The course is going to start on the 4th of July 2017. So what that means is on that date, you'll get 2 sets of logins that will be sent to you. The first one will be access to the learning material via the learning management system, and the second login will be your login details for Wicked Lab's tool for systemic change. Now, each unit is released every 2 months, so we don't give you access to all the material at once so that you have a guided learning experience. So the first unit is released on the 4th of July, the second unit is released on the 5th of September, and the third unit is delivered on the 7th of November. Cost and payment. So the cost of the course is $16.50, and that's inclusive of GST. To reserve your place in the July intake, it's a deposit of $500 with final payment required 7 days before the start date of the course. Registration is done very simply via our website, so just go on to wickedlab.com.au. Up the top, you'll see the Programs tab. Select that and scroll down to the bottom and you'll see a registration link. That'll take you to a page where you'll enter in all your details to reserve your spot. Now, you can either pay online at that point for either the course deposit or the full payment. Or if you require an invoice with a purchase order, you just select the pay deposit by invoice or pay full fee by invoice, and we'll send you an invoice which will include your purchase order number where required. That's everything in terms of the information for the course. If you have any questions that we haven't covered in this information session, please email us at hello@wickedlab.com.au, or you can contact us via our webpage. There is a contact us field on the website. And we hope to see you in our next course.
Lovely. Hope to see you then. Bye.